Hello, rock and rollers! Welcome to the 22nd ElectroJet Rock Show. I'm your humble host, Jett, and I have with me, coming from Los Angeles, coming to you, Professor Electro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome once again. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We really need you guys' support, and we love having you along for the ride. So please click the subscribe button and hang out with us.
Yeah, good to have you with us. We're going to talk about a band from New Jersey called Starz tonight. S-T-A-R-Z. Yeah, they're a really cool band from New Jersey. Here's brief history. The roots of the band are a couple of guys from the Looking Glass. They had that song, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl, which is a masterpiece. Pretty much a flawless song, songwriting-wise. Anyway, so they had the drummer, Joe, and the bass player in Starz. Pieter was a guitar player in Looking Glass. He was a guitar player. He moved over to bass from Starz. So they had those two guys, and they also had Richie Ranno was in a band called Stories. But that was after, I think, they had their big hit, Louie Louie. I don't think he's on that. So anyway, I just wanted to touch upon that. And then, let's see, the other guy is Brendan Harkin, phenomenal guitar player. And the lead singer is one of the greatest frontmen of all time. Commanding lead singer, great songwriter, great lyricist, great vocalist, Michael Lee Smith. So what do you want to say about that, Professor?
Yeah, actually, J.E. introduced me a long time ago to Starz. I'd never heard of them. And he put on one of their albums for me. I was like, wow, these guys are great. How come I never heard of them? And after that, I was just hooked. And they were just a fantastic band. They had a great, songwriting duo in Michael E. Smith, the vocalist, and Richie Ranno, the guitar player. Richie Ranno had super tasteful leads. They had great songs together, great lyrics, just like Jett said. And it's just really smart, really sharp, savvy guys. You can just tell by the way they ran the band and by the way they wrote the songs together. Really tasteful stuff. And they're influenced a lot of other bands now. Bon Jovi and Motley Crue, they've all admitted that they were big fans of Starz back in the day. They were just a victim of bad timing, in the music business, like a lot of bands, unfortunately, and they never really got their due. So if you get a chance to check them out, as Jett said, S-T-A-R-Z, Starz. Incredible band.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw them, we used to fight to stay up to watch Don Kirshner's rock concert, and then they happened to come up. I'd never heard of them, but they were really cool. They had a little bit of a Kiss thing going, and then I found out later that they were managed by Kiss's manager, Bill LaCoin, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But anyway, they had 4 albums on Capitol Records. The first 2 were produced by Jack Douglas. The first one, self-titled Starz, has really cool sound on it. All the songs are great on it. It really rocks. It's they're definitely a little. They're not just your average run-of-the-mill kind of 1, 4, 5 kind of band. Yeah, on all 4 albums actually, all the songs are pretty much great. I like the first 2. So the first 2 were produced by Jack Douglas, who produced Aerosmith. So the sound on it is really cool. The second one's called Violation. They really cover a lot of ground, just like I say, not the run-of-the-mill rock and roll 1, 2, 3, 4 stuff. Joe X's drumming, I'll point out, is very original, very unique drumming. The whole band is really great. The third album, they produced it themselves, so it lacks a little bottom end on it. It's not very loud. It was kind of a bit of friction between some of the guys in the band, like Brendan and I think Pieter. They wanted to do more of a pop thing. They needed a hit. So they did the pop thing really well on it. It's got some nice guitar sound.
Third album was Attention Shoppers, right?
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Professor. Yeah, the third one's called Attention Shoppers. And, it's got some really great songs on it, some really outside stuff on it. It's just really phenomenal. And then the last one, it's called Coliseum Rock. It's got great sound on it. It really rocks. They even knew it was kind of like their last album. It's got a song called No Regrets on it. It's got a bunch of great songs on it, actually. I like the pop singles myself. It's not my favorite Starz album, but yeah, all 4 albums are great, and they were a great live band. I got to see them at Santa Monica Civic, first concert I ever went to, and they were just phenomenally tight band, great songs, really great performances. Michael E. Smith, one of the greatest of all time, just a commanding presence as lead singer.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, 4 albums, and, they really packed a lot into there. Wish we could, they do have a couple other later releases, especially when they reformed later, but that first Starz album, I think, was one of my favorites, and that had Boys in Action, Now I Can, Pull the Plug, Over and Over. Those were all great songs. And then for me, Violation, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite of their 4. Rock 6 Times, Cherry Baby, Sing It, Shout It, Violation. Those were all great songs. But like you said, they cover a lot of ground. There's a lot of variety of material there. It isn't all the same speed or the same feel. It's dynamic. And, Michael E. Smith, like you said, really emotional and, really can get gritty, can get quiet, can do it all.
Yeah, and lyric-wise, they do these vignettes, these conceptual pieces, which are always interesting. There's always a few of those.
Definitely, but they don't get long and drawn out. They're not Rush style where they had 15-minute songs or 12-minute songs. And there's a lot of good poppy stuff in there, but a lot of good changes too. And so Attention Shoppers was one of my favorites also, because I liked, even though, like you said, the mix isn't as good yet. Good AOEC, Don't Think, X-Ray Specs. Remember we used to play that? That's a challenge to play that song. A lot of changes in it.
That thing rocks.
It's great. And then, of course, Hold On to the Night, which I think is just a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's the songs on it are beautiful from a pop point of view. They're just very, very stunningly beautiful, romantic kind of songs. Then they got a few like outliers on the record, like Good Ale We Seek and Don't Think, but it all makes up for a great record. It's just like the previous 2 before, like Violations like that. It just has a beefier sound on it. There's not a lot of. It's not a very Attention Shoppers. It's not very loud. It's not a loud record. You got to turn it up, and there's not a lot of bottom end on it. But the songs are beautiful, and there's some great tones on it.
Yeah, and then Coliseum Rocks. I think that was the year that we saw, or the album that we saw him at the Starwood, Jett.
Yeah, that's with they didn't have the 2 original guys, Pieter and Brendan, were not in the band at that time. But it's a rocking album. The songs are really solid on it.
Yeah, there's a couple really cool like pop, almost bubblegum, So Young, So Bad, and what was the other one?
Outfit. I really love Outfit.
Outfit. That was the other one. And that was just probably one of the greatest shows I saw. Especially, it's probably one of the best, if not the best, club show I ever saw was Starz at the Starwood. And Michael E. Smith says today that was one of his favorite shows that he ever played was at the Starwood. And we got to see them. They were great. They were engaging with the crowd. And again, if you guys haven't heard of Starz, or maybe you just heard a little bit about them, go back and listen to some of that stuff. I mean, it's just great songs. Hold On to the Night, just a fabulous song. Really well written, sonically just beautiful, like you said, harmonic and melodic, everything. So, one of my favorite bands, and unfortunately we didn't get as much out of them as we like. We would have liked to see them do 10 albums, but we really only got 4. But it's good stuff there. Let's give it a chance.
Yeah, those Starwood shows were crushing, and I was lucky to see them at Santa Monica Civic, which is a great sounding room on the Violation tour. Yeah, it was a phenomenal band, phenomenal songs, phenomenal performances, phenomenal production. All right. I've
also been hearing, and just close with this, that Michael E. Smith has been trying to get back together with Richie Ranno and the boys, but Michael E. Smith's on the West Coast, and the rest of the band's on the East Coast. And just logistics, they're trying to get back together to do some shows. So check them out online on social media. All those guys, they're all still trying to get it together. And so still doing it, and they still got a lot of talent. So look them up if you get a chance.
All right. Well, this is Jett signing out with
the Professor here in Los Angeles.
Rock and roll!
Rock and roll! Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.